advocacy group Not In My Name, also joining the voices of condemnation against the alleged incidents. They're calling for the immediate closure of the establishment pending a thorough investigation. Not In My Name's Secretary General is Themba Masango. He joins us now via our video link for his reaction. Themba, great to have you on the SABC. Thanks for making time. You're among the first groups, in fact, to have spoken out after the emergence of these videos. And my goodness, so much has been said since then. Among the things that stand out, though, is just the very violent and humiliating nature in which these alleged tortures have taken place. Even if we were to get to people being arrested, I imagine the scars that have come from this are going to stick around for a long time.
Indeed. Good morning, Ayanda. And 100%, I couldn't have said it better. The scars that are going to linger with these 5 young men is really something unimaginable. However, I do want to take this opportunity to speak to men, especially young men, that when incidences like these do happen, we want to encourage them to not to fear a scourge of embarrassment or what people will say, but actually come out and speak out and really bring these issues to a fore, so that we can be able to, one, assist in terms of their recovery and getting back to mental and physical health, but also making sure that the perpetrators can be brought to book immediately. What happened at Zanzou is a disgrace. It is inhumane. It is terrible, and we are calling on every forward-thinking South African to come on board and to make sure that their voice is heard when they say that an establishment such as Zanzou needs to shut down and never open up again, because it is not the first time where you are hearing about, terrible incidences of violation against human beings, whether it be girls, whether it's now in this case young men, and the security's modus operandi of harassing and beating up people for whatever reason cannot be tolerated. And I want to also commend the police so far doing a stellar job. And we are hearing that 8 suspects are actually going to be arrested imminently. They are hot on their tail. Last night we spoke to the generals and the heads in Pretoria here, really doing a stellar job. We want to support them, and all other forward-thinking organizations who are saying that Zanzou is a crime scene and needs to be shut down, and permanently so.
Yeah, this is obviously not a gendered issue. I think what happened there could have happened to boys or young women. But in this particular case, as you mentioned, it was young men. And I wonder, in your line of work, Themba, what you reckon the approach to these victims ought to be. I can imagine a scenario where there are people who recognize them, friends, family, community members, who may very well have an interest in assisting them, but don't know how to actually approach this without inadvertently causing things like secondary victimization or pushing them so far that they actually recruit back into their shell. What does your experience around handling victims who are, victims of torture, what does that say about how we should be responding to these people?
100%, and I think what's very important here is the delicacy on how this issue gets dealt with. You'll remember that this issue actually happened in 2023 after these young men had just finished matric and were out there going to celebrate and looking forward to the new year at Zanzou when they came across this unfortunate situation. So clearly they didn't want this thing to come out. And 3 of them have now, gotten the courage to go through to the police and lay charge, against the perpetrators and Zanzou, the establishment. We know that 2 more need to come out. They are close, in fact, related as well. Some of the boys are cousins. So they will be coming out as soon as possible. What I want to urge the powers that be, especially the police, is really how you handle the situation and the sensitivity of it. That these boys have been not just physically hurt, but emotionally and psychologically. And when a as a crime like this, especially one of a sexual violent nature, happens, particularly to boys, it becomes a thing where they find it difficult to overcome. So we want to say that all the support that is required is available to them, and we can obviously avail it to them, should they be willing to accept it from our side. But I'm also hearing that the powers that be as well, in terms of the police, the social working services, and the families, are really trying their best to make sure that these guys go through this issue, unscathed. But definitely, it's going to bring back harsh memories, harsh feelings. That is why these perpetrators need to be brought to book. That is why Zanzou needs to shut down, so that they can feel and see that some form of justice is being done for them. And, we also want to appreciate South Africans for really standing up to the rest of the, club scene, especially here in Hatfield in Pretoria, to say that, not in my name, this is not going to happen at our watch. And we are calling on Zanzou, especially the management, to come out. We've been trying to reach out to them to say, listen, we need to find a way how we can assist not only the area in which you're in, but these young boys. There needs to be some form of repatriation. There needs to be some form of assistance from your side and accountability as a club. You can't throw these security guards under the bus and obfuscate and saying that we were not a part of the situation. You hired these people. Did you make sure that these people are documented individuals? Did you make sure that these people are competent at their work? And again, Pablo, the guy who exposed this issue, if you are watching this, we need you to please come forward as soon as possible, and we hope you are safe where you are. But I want you to come forth as soon as possible. Let's make sure that your safety is guaranteed, right. And then we need better and clearer information.
Themba Masango, thanks very much indeed for giving us your reaction. Appreciate the time. Themba Masango is the Secretary General of Advocacy Group, Not In My Name.